applying the principle of conservation of momentum to a simple collision. So we calculated momentum before, now we need to apply the quantity and this principle. Make sure you memorize the version of the conservation of momentum that states that the total momentum of a system can't change unless, the condition, an external force acts on it. So for any system that is a group of objects, the momentum at any time must stay the same, must be the same as momentum at any other time, unless there's a force acting on it from outside. So two main kinds of question you're going to get on this. The collision question, which is this, and later on the explosion question. So once you get the hang of these should be fairly standard. So notice it says linear momentum. That just differentiates it from rotational momentum, a measure of sort of how fast something is spinning and with how much mass, which is not on our syllabus, it's in the engineering option. So you can just assume that linear momentum just means momentum. So got a situation here in which there's two trucks, a larger, faster one, that's going to hit a smaller, slower one from behind. They're going to combine to be one big super truck, and you've got to work out the final velocity of that. So if we work out the momentum at any time, that must be equal to the momentum at any other time, and we can use that quantity, that principle. So let's work it out. So you can add them all at any time. So momentum is mass times velocity, P equals mv. So it's simply the mass 2,000 times the velocity 25,000. That's, just write it here, 50,000 kilogram meters per second, or Newton seconds. Just going to use Newton second because I used kilogram meter per second in the last video. I just want to get used to both of them. This one, mass times velocity. So the momentum of this one is 15 kilonewton seconds. So the total momentum before, I'm going to put I here to mean initial, before, is just the sum of those two, 65,000 Newton seconds. So unless a net force acts on them, the total momentum can't change. They can swap the momentum between them, but the total must always be 65,000 Newton seconds. So afterwards, the momentum of this thing must be its mass, 3,000 times v. So v is the mystery velocity that we're trying to calculate. And that must be equal to the same momentum from before, 65,000, just put the unit there to remind myself. So v is 65,000 over 3,000, so that's 21 2/3, that was 21, of a meter per second. Let's round that to 22 meters per second. If you think about it, that seems about right. So a bigger thing at 25 meters per second hit a smaller thing at 15 meters per second. It's bound to be somewhere in between 25 and 15, because that one's bound to be slowed down, that one's bound to be sped up, and it's bound to be close to that one because that one's the larger one. More mass is at that higher speed, so it should be somewhere sort of halfway in between the two, but not quite halfway, a bit towards the bigger one. It's actually a weighted average of all the velocities of all of them, weighted by mass. So 22 meters per second, and that should seem about right for this.